Alright, I'm gonna say the nickname for it then. SCP-101, Hungry Handbag. Or Hungry Bag. Fuck.
Alright, I'll pop out chat. Okay. SCP-101, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-101 is currently stored in the sub-basement of 0-2, in the sub-basement 0-2 of Site-19, inside of a standard fireproof document lockbox, within a reinforced concrete room of standard facility size. Said room has been fitted externally with a standard double-door airlock and internally fitted with appropriate safety response equipment, as well as biological response equipment. Only personnel of level 3 are permitted to enter the 101 holding room. Personnel of level 2 or lower are permitted to interact with SCP-101 only with directives from level 3 or higher personnel, or with standing directives. The airlock for SCP-101 is set to a standard 10-minute cycle, during which standard screening scans for biological environmental hazards will be made. 101 is under standing directives for use during 0600 and 2000 hours. Outside of the airlock of the holding room for SCP-101, 2 level 2 guards are to be positioned at all times with overlapping shifts. Okay. Description. SCP-101 appears as a satchel or bag of intermittent size, with observations ranging from an opening of 15 centimeters in diameter to 70 centimeters in diameter. The length of the container has varied with no standard mean of equality to the relative diameter. The primary feature of 101 is what appears to be a semi-humanoid mouth contained within the opening of the bag, with a mean standard of 31 centimeters of depth into the container, without more than 2 standard deviations of variance regardless of the apparent external depth of the container. The mouth consists of 32 teeth of an off-white hue, all of equal shape and size, consisting solely of incisors of approximately 10 centimeters in length. It has been observed, albeit not measured with accuracy, that within the mouth there is a tongue of indeterminate length, with observations ranging from 50 centimeters to 3.5 meters. The mouth appears wet and spongy. However, all attempts at removal of possible fluids have resulted in failure, with damage to the instruments and harm to the personnel. The current decision is that SCP-101 may be part of a larger entity of extra-dimensional origin. 101 is not externally mobile. However, internal movements within the container can affect minor movements of the exterior of the container that consists of SCP-101's covering. It is understood that due to the nature of the size of improbabilities of the container and object within, the object is of extra-dimensional interaction, if not origin. SCP-101 has exhibited polymorphic abilities, as well as a low level of sentience. The photo on file depicts the item as it was discovered in 1979 in a remote area of the Cascade Mountains in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. Found along with 101 was the decayed remains of a human clad in weathered black suit seated upon an also weathered parachute. Missing the right arm up to the joint of the shoulder, which appeared to have bite marks through the remaining bones, assumed to have been inflicted by SCP-101. Speculation as to the identity of this deceased individual has led researchers to the conclusion that this was one D.B. Cooper. Remains removed. This was one D.B. Cooper. Remains removed for the purposes of concealing the existence of 101. Oh, that's a nice little detail I didn't know.
Oh?
D.B. Cooper, if I remember correctly, is like a famous case of a um let me
Yeah,
just read from
he
the wiki.
basically
Uh
stole from an airplane, then broke out. No one could ever find him.
yeah, D.B. Cooper, also known as Dan Cooper, was an unidentified man who hijacked Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305, a Boeing 727 aircraft in United States airspace on November 24th, 1971. During the flight from Portland, Oregon to Seattle, Washington, Cooper told a flight attendant he had a bomb and demanded $200,000 in ransom, equivalent to 1.6 million in 2024, and 4 parachutes upon landing in Seattle. After releasing the passengers in Seattle, Cooper instructed the flight crew to refuel the aircraft and begin a second flight to Mexico City with a refueling stop in Reno, Nevada. About 30 minutes after taking off from Seattle, Cooper opened the aircraft's aft door, deployed the staircase, and parachuted into the night over southwestern Washington. Cooper's true identity and whereabouts have never been determined conclusively. Yeah, so this is an SCP explanation for an actual mysterious thingamajig.
Nice.
So I guess the ransom money was given to him, but it was the bag and it ate him.
Yeah, and the money.
Sucks to suck, motherfucker.
I don't know. I have to shrug. I think the real person had to be pretty smart. He took advantage of looking so normal and ordinary, and just took money, and no one could find him because he looked so normal and ordinary. If
That it,
people,
though, that is assuming he survived. There's like considering there's like no trace of him. There's also a very high likelihood that he just fucking died out there somewhere.
uh,
Unless he's just like was abnormally smart with how he managed to
honestly,
use all the money.
back then, if you had the right papers, you could pretend to be a DB Cooper, take a flight, and then start using your normal cards.
hmm.
Fair, huh, fair enough. Also, I need to blow my nose.
Yeah, they barely checked people on flights back then, if they checked you at all. And then 9
Then,
11 happened.
then the event in September happened.
Okay. Anyway, SCP-101 has since changed appearance and shape with the apparent end of with the apparent end of enticing a subject into reaching within the container. These appearances have ranged from money satchels to deli boxes to Krispy Kreme containers to candy bags, all of which have an external appearance that is indistinguishable from that of the real containers. It has been proposed by Dr. Redacted that 101 is semi-sentient in its attempts to lure subjects in. At the recommendation of Data Expunged, SCP-101 is currently in use as a means of refuse disposal. For Site-19, 101 has not shown adverse reaction to having foreign matter introduced to it, including but not limited to paper products, sewage, cafeteria refuse, metals, polymers, oils, and other products which are not consumable by any known biological entity. They just turned it. They just decided to use this SCP as a fucking trash compactor.
This is not Euclid. This is Thumile, or Thumile, whatever, however you say it.
Thaumiel.
Yeah, Thumile.
Thaumiel.
Yeah.
Like this is like the equivalent of a D&D character shoveling all of their leftover scraps into their bag of holding.
Only the bag of holding can eat it.
Yeah, just like the bag of holding is like, yummy. Yes, give me more sewage.
Also add to, like, if the character also pooped into the bag of holding and it ate it.
Wait, I just thought of something. Could it be possible that 101 could turn into a bag of holding?
It cannot connect to other worlds.
I'm not saying that. I was just saying they would do that to entice people to go near it.
It could look like a bag of holding.
That's what I was trying to say.
I mean, yeah, that seems within its capability.
It
If
would
it can
just-
turn into a... go ahead.
It would probably need to see or read about bag of holding, but yeah.
Well, I guess that's a part of the thing. Like, we know that it has semi-sentience, but the real question is, does it actually know what these things are? Or is it
Right.
just
that's
like...
true. It might just need to see one.
Yeah. Like, it might not actually understand the concept of the bag of holding.
It understands
Anyway.
people reach into it and it's very hungry.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's all it really needs to be aware of. Which is funny to think, because I know next to nothing about D&D, but I know what the fuck a bag of holding is in concept. Therefore, my non-fan ass knows more about it than this bag. That's... You know, I said that as if it was a compliment to myself, but it doesn't really say much. Anyway. Addendum 1. So far, 101 has not exhibited any abnormal behaviors from the standards observed, nor has 101 emitted any substances, either foreign, extra-dimensional, or abnormal. However, it is the concern of Dr. Redacted that SCP-101 may produce an emission in the future. Addendum 2. Further examination under the direction of Dr. Redacted has determined that 101 is ideal for the disposal of hazardous wastes and byproducts of other SCP-related projects. Dr. Redacted is noted as being opposed to this measure. However, 05 Redacted has given authorization for the project to continue.
Oh my
You know what?
God.
That's fair. It's like this bag is probably semi-sentient. Maybe we should fit. And they're like, no. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Should we do the equivalent of dumping our sewage into a potentially living being? Yeah, sure, let's do that.
Yeah, the doctor's
Says
like,
the-
no, we
says
don't
the
know if it
05
even.
council.
And the 05's like, let's
Right.
do it.
So,
And I'm sure in the background there's the doctor of undiscerned gender or race just frowning at them.
So here's one thing. I want to ask Bookworm real quick. So apparently tomorrow I'm gonna have to stay really late to do even more paperwork. So I won't be able to do your Patreon stream tomorrow. Would that be fine to do April 1st? Since I'm not trying to do a prank. I know it sounds bad, but do Patreon stream, the Garden Ban Patreon stream on April 1st with other horror games you like to see.
Right, I think everyone understands needing to work late.
Yeah.
I think it's more the fact that the April 1st part.
Yeah, that's why I said that.
Well, since it's a Patreon thing, I don't think anyone's expecting you to
Yeah.
like go psych, you paid for nothing.
April Fools, I stole your money.
That's Logan
No
Paul.
one is expecting you to do that.
I don't think Jerry heard my joke.
Yeah.
I just jokes on you. I stole your money. I said, "Oh, that's just Logan Paul."
Oh, well, he's a joke, so that's fine.
Yeah. All right. So I already took a glimpse of this thumbnail. It's not super bad, but what the fuck?
All right.
What happened?
Oh, I mean, it did turn into a Krispy Kreme container at one point, but why is it, my question is this a normal sized man and the box is just that big, or is this a stupidly tiny office worker?
Yeah.
Oh, you already put the thumbnail up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
Also, here's one thing that bothers me. It said human teeth, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, those are
that doesn't look like human teeth.
That
But
is not
the
specific
bag has
teeth,
human
yes.
teeth.
Specifically incisors. Those are more crocodilian.
Yeah.
Strangely uniform crocodilian teeth.
Also, why does the guy's face kind of look like the guy from Fallout? Like the little icon character from Fallout.
Oh, it kind of does, and I hate it.
The guy from Fallout is getting eaten by a Krispy Kreme box.
If anyone wants to have a better idea over what the incisors are, no, not that.
That's the answer.
No. This is a picture showing which teeth count as incisors. So rather than being pointed, those front teeth that look kind of flat, but they point up. They're kind of like spatulas, teeth spatulas. So they should look like they have a bunch of teeth spatulas.
They meant to rip and tear. Actually, wait, no, I think that's canines.
Yeah, canines are meant to rip and tear, and the description did not say they had canine.
Yeah. Also, is that fine, Bookworm, for April 1st?
I believe that the incisors are specifically to grab the food.
Right, yeah.
And then the molars are specifically meant to chew down the food after the food is gripped. So
yeah, grind it.
They specific. So having a bag of a bunch of incisors is very, very like it makes sense since the thing it's trying to do is grab.
Here's a side note. I just want to take a second to show an image that is probably significantly more unsettling and looks a lot better for this than that drawing. And Bright, you might want to show this on stream too. Anyway, there's a picture of a sheep's head fish.
Oh, actually, those are more accurate. I hate it.
Yeah, the front teeth specifically. They evolved to munch on little crustaceans, so they got really fucked up teeth.
That is the exact sort of teeth. The front teeth specifically are the exact teeth that the bag SCP 101 would have, not
Yeah.
not that janked art. Every
These,
time I see that fish, I just think, what if it bit your crotch?
don't think like that. Also, this
Well, now
thing.
you can't unthink it, right?
Well, yeah. Uh, but
The
yeah,
more you
these
look
things
in
are
its
like.
mouth, the more it's terrifying to think about, right? But you can't unthink. Oh,
I think it.
bookworm's worse. He said, "What if it bit your toes? Your toes." Oh.
I mean, thinking about like balls. I mean, it's not outside of the um like the fish uh urban legends for fish like this to do this. Another fish that's kind of got similar teeth to this are the paku, and they
But
supposedly munch people's balls.
let's be honest. When it comes to fish, they don't always have the best eyesight. So
Yeah.
I could easily see them munching on people's fingers or toes by accident, and it would really hurt the person.
Oh yeah. In this case, at a
Ah.
pond with fish in it, sometimes they would nibble on your toes if you were too still. Shudders.
Ah!
Yeah. Here's a picture of a paku's mouth. They're basically a nut and fruit eating relative to piranhas.
Yeah, that's the one thing I love about piranhas. I know this is off topic of the SCP, but like, I forgot what fucking person it was who showed that like he stood in a pool and even sat in a pool of piranhas and they didn't even bite him. They refused to
Oh,
go near him.
that was uh the River Monsters guy, Jeremy Wade, I think his name is.
Ah,
That was like the pilot episode of River Monsters. He did that to like uh clearly uh and very demonstrably uh shoo away a lot of the um myths around piranhas.
yeah.
Let's see, is it? Yeah, Jeremy Wade. That's who it is. Well, you know what? After having sent all those disturbing images of fish, let me just go grab a picture of an arapaima because
What?
they're very pretty,
Gotcha.
and they will they will hopefully make things better.
You
Oh
know
yeah,
what will be
this picture.
better? Getting through the SCP content video.
That's true, but this is now fish. I'm sorry, but the fish tuber has taken over the stream. Here's a picture of an arapaima. They're super pretty.
Oh, they really are.
Fortunately, they're also, to my knowledge, critically endangered because they're really, really easy to fish. And they live in a region of the world where people are very regularly hungry.
Damn.
And they're massive.
Their size probably means they take a long time to reach adulthood.
Yeah. Actually, here, I don't tend to like sharing photos of a fish taken like out of the water through fishing. But well, I say that after I just showed a bunch of photos of a fish having been taken out of the water, but like that's like I'm pretty sure that's a smaller one in this photo.
Uh,
They very big and they very
that poor
beautiful.
fish. It looks beautiful.
They are among the bony tonguefish, which are like the most ancient branch of bony fish still alive today. This is now Arapaima appreciation stream. Yeah, fun fact, Arapaima was probably the fish that I wanted to win um the poll for what type of fish I would base my VTuber model on the most. But I'm still happy with Gar.
You know what? This is not a pretty fish. but the joke might cheer you up.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Anyway. Oh, Bright's muted.
Bright, you're muted.
Wherefore art thou, Bright?
Did she run off to take a piss?
Perhaps.
Yeah, her avatar on the stream is still too, suggesting she's not really making any movement. I mean, not talking.
Yeah. Oh, well, now it's moving.
Oh, I guess she started
Little bit.
talking at some point. She's just still muted.
Wait, did I not get heard that I had to go to the bathroom real quick?
No!
I guess not. I was so busy talking about Arapaima.
Yeah, I had
You
to go to the
didn't
bathroom
say
and I was...
anything about going to the bathroom, or if you did, you were already muted. Congrats.
Well, whoops. I was looking at the shorts that Short Editor made for the Lethal Company VTuber Clap thing, and they are amazing.
Also, I just realized this aquarium, those fish behind the Arapaima, I'm pretty sure those are Paku. So there's a cameo of another fish I was showing off.
Yeah.
In the
Nice.
background.
Also, alright, so what are we rating the thumbnail? We didn't actually do that.
Oh yeah, let's go back to that. I mean, it's very clickbait in the sense that it's, depicting a tiny man being shoved into the box. But
Yeah,
like,
let's
and
be
it's
honest. With how it's designed, the teeth aren't really shaping itself as the opening in the bag.
Wait, I just realized there's this one thing that bothers me is instead of it being flat all the way around the top, there's this like weird wavy groove part right there where you can see more of the gums.
Yeah, it's like that's the part of the box that like you hook down to keep it closed.
Really? Boxes around here with Krispy Kreme don't have that. They just close.
I mean,
the ones
yes.
here have it.
Yeah, some of them. Think about like the things on the top of cereal boxes.
Gotcha.
What I will say, it also means that they made the bag have literally like two disconnected pieces of mouth.
Yeah, so Bookworms is like a 2 or 3. And yeah, I see.
I'd be feeling a soft 3.
They specifically designed the teeth to look scary instead of look accurate and all that other stuff. I agree with 3. The design is still semi-accurate, slightly.
Yeah, and it's like it's based on something that was mentioned in the SCP, which is like it's sad that that's a commendation, but you don't see that much in these fucking thumbnails.
Yeah, but also the opening is in centimeters, and I'm pretty sure it can't fit an entire person and make them look like, I don't know, a child. Unless that's an actual child in a suit, then that's definitely clickbait specific.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, here's the thing I want to see first. Alright, so the author of this SCP is Joe Black.
Okay.
Let's see, did they put the right author?
I
They didn't even put the
they did
author.
not.
Wait, they put SCP-973.
What? How do you fuck up this bad? They have to just be running like ChatGPT to make the descriptions.
Yeah, I agree.
How like there's no way that a human being with even the slightest understanding of what they're doing sat down, linked fucking SCP-973 to a video about 101, and then like went through the entire process of editing and has come to this point in time, like what, over a year since this was put out and not fixed it. Ugh.
Also, I think I'm going to say this now. I think we all know that 973 is not a bag.
What even
True.
is 973? I'm kind of curious now. Wait, it's a police cruiser?
Right. 973 was, I believe it was the one that we covered before.
Yeah, that's Smokey.
Oh yeah, it's Smokey. But they put Smokey.
They put Smokey here. They fucked
Yeah.
up that bad.
Smokey turned into a bag.
Anyway, also, as a side note, take a cute picture of a piranha. Let's go. We love piranhas.
That fish looks stoned.
They
Right.
do look stoned.
Anyways, in 3, 2, 1.
There are a couple of things that I like about working security. First and foremost, I'm a night owl. I've always felt more comfortable
Why does
being
it look
awake
abandoned?
while the rest of the world is asleep.
Welcome to generic brand mall. We haven't fixed up anything in 75 years and we're not gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Daryl's
This
at the
could be
bottom.
because of a lifetime plagued
What?
Oh, Daryl disappeared. Daryl was very briefly at the bottom of the Discord stream when you paused.
Oh.
We like Daryl.
Also, I guess slow clap for them drawing a human and not a marshmallow.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
somewhat
we'll see.
human. That
Wait.
jawline is very cartoony, but
Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh, it
it's
looks
a
like he
cartoon,
twisted
so.
his body. If you look at the way his legs are shifted, it looks like he just twisted his body.
Well,
Ass front.
if you do that, then you're going to have to point out how the way his arms fall on his body suggests that rather than the front of his torso, it's his back, because that's how your arms fall on your back.
The animator for this took a break. They made a bunch of AI slop in the meantime, and they came back, and their entire time on their break was studying human anatomy, but only the back of human anatomy.
Yeah.
They didn't study how to draw someone on the front.
Oh no! You might be right, because if you look at all the features besides the face, all of it would actually make total sense if we were looking at the back. It's just the shirt is facing forward. I hate it. Thank you.
But I watched him walk, and it's bad. Just wait for it. You ready?
Okay.
by insomnia, or maybe just because of the simple fact
The fucking saunter.
The animation
Okay,
got
so,
worse.
show that again, and then just imagine like the grinding of cement bricks together.
Alright, I'll back up a bit so we can see it from the very beginning. Ready?
Yeah.
this could be because of a lifetime plagued by insomnia, or maybe just because of the simple fact that most people are assholes. But then again,
I mean,
Yeah,
you're
it
not
takes me
wrong.
There's a nice little saying that the Click commonly says in his videos. You know, if you go about your day and you encounter one asshole, they're probably the asshole. If everyone you encounter in your day is an asshole, you're probably the asshole.
Yeah,
If it stinks everywhere you go, you need to check your shoe.
that or you live in a place like I do, where a lot of the residents are just Karens. I mean, not everyone is a Karen, but there's enough where it's magic.
Yeah, there's enough to where there's like a high enough density to where you're statistically more likely to bump into a Karen if you bump into anyone at all.
I will say that of all the parts of California, I think this area of California has the most right wingers.
Ah, that tracks.
Anyways, let's see what he thinks are assholes.
Again, what's the old saying? If you keep bumping into assholes all day, chances are you're the asshole.
No,
Either way, the bulk of
no, you.
He stole the line from Click? That's literally how the Click says it too, only with actual emotion, right?
Basically, and with more added to it. But besides that,
Well,
words.
yeah, because Click is just the sassy awesome.
Besides that, words cannot describe how much dread fills me that I was able to so easily, just unintentionally,
You
fucking
literally said
predict what was
exactly
going to
what he
be
was
said.
going to say next.
To be fair, Click didn't make it up on his own. That's true. It's like a longer standing saying. I just know from Click. Also, hey, attorney. Run
Hi,
while you still
Adriana.
can.
Hey,
Cock and ball torture, Dana.
why?
Right.
Okay, I gotta do one then.
Also, your voice is awesome. Did you get a new mic?
Oh, this is a different. Well, yeah, kind of. This is a new headset.
Awesome.
It's like it's one that is. It's like a music like brand that like did like a gaming headset or something.
Fair enough. Well, either way, we're doing SCP content farms, so if you want to retain your sanity, run.
Yeah.
Otherwise, welcome.
Well, as you say that.
There. Anyway, press play.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, the quick rundown. It's basically a semi-sentient satchel that can be different items, including Krispy Kreme box, that it has theorized to lure subjects to it, so it eats them, and it just basically eats anything.
I think an easier way to explain that is a semi-sentient bag with front teeth as its entire mouth teeth, and it will transform into different shapes it thinks people will put their hand in.
And the Foundation uses as refuse disposal. Anyways.
You ever think about how you could make some really good eldritch horror if you based a monster off of the sheep's head fish?
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Humanity and I don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, and it's probably best if we keep as much distance from each other as possible. I'm happy you're for it, and let's face it, so are you. Security is a nice gift.
Why does he have a Lego head? He just has the head of a fucking Lego figurine.
He didn't move his head like a person, he moved it like an owl.
Oh yeah, Dirty, you were lucky to miss it. The last content farm stream we did, we had to watch a tiny piece of it only AI art video on this channel.
Had to is a strong word.
Yeah.
I'd like to imagine that I'm actually being held at gunpoint anytime I join these streams with you.
You're not being held at gunpoint. It just feels that way because content farms suck. Press play.
Cheers, my accomplice. Anyways.
Big for people like me, especially when working the graveyard shift. Most of the time, it's a whole lot of nothing that comes with a slight bump in the salary for working undesirable hours. The problem is that it's kind of hard to work security without other people.
The way he
The company
blinks.
I work for likes to pair.
Oh no, that person's probably gonna blink the same way.
Oh, yeah,
I
no,
think
I
I would have
blink.
preferred if they just didn't blink at all over their fucking oval eye holes slowly fucking contracting in on themselves.
Why don't they do the thing that old cartoons used to do and just have a line go down? Or like something that feels like a line go down.
Yeah.
Oh. That would have actually been really easy to animate. Oh. Oh. Okay, let's keep going.
It's like they tried to put Mr. Krabs' eyes onto a person's face.
Yeah.
Bookworm, that's too much work for them, Jerry.
Well, Bookworm, it's actually less work.
Anyways.
Pair you with at least one other person for insurance reasons or something like that.
Ah.
And for the last 6 months, that hasn't
What
been too
is
bad.
that animation?
This is normal. For this
Let's
tale.
just not let's just not talk about the fact that this guy's ear is very clearly a part of the wig he's wearing.
Yeah. Oh,
And
wait.
also his eyebrows move
Oh, yeah.
as he's turning.
Oh,
His
yeah.
head.
Adurna, you weren't here for this. Alright, you see how it says SCP-101 is the SCP, right? They linked SCP-973. We basically theorized they use ChatGPT for their shit.
Wait, what? They use that's why you don't fucking use ChatGPT.
It's just like my head hurts.
Let's keep going.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
We're only a minute in.
They paired me with a college kid named Ethan, who mostly sits in his chair and sleeps all night while working on his PhD in criminology during the day. I don't bother him, and he doesn't bother me. It was a match made in heaven. But a couple of months ago, some vandals started tagging the mall in the dead of night. Ethan and I got read the riot act since it happened while he was asleep, and I was off smoking a joint. So, they shackled us with Howlett. Trust me, you know Howlett. It's impossible to go through life without ever encountering him.
What?
He's the stereotypical security
What?
guard. The guy who always wanted to be a cop and would litter the mall with dead bodies if they ever let us carry a gun.
Oh my god.
That I think we need to. Do you have the bingo up right?
Yeah.
I think you need to mark racist.
Oh yeah, the only person who's being aggressive right now is...
Yeah, the only aggressive character is the one with the slightest tanning in their skin that they were willing to add for the moment.
Yeah.
Have they actually ever added a dark-skinned black person to their videos? No.
I
Yeah.
think there was like one,
Yeah.
and they were racist.
No, there
with
was
him, too.
one with like reddish brown, which was not a dark brown.
Right. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I might be misremembering. Who knows? These
It
streams
just
just blur
feels that way
together.
because there's so many like pale brown people in the videos meant to be black people. I mean, there's not many, but it's way more than any other tone that's not white.
Oh my gosh, Bookworm is just throwing anti-fascist chop in the chat.
Yeah.
You know what? That's fair.
So, like we've definitely also got added violence. They just arbitrarily added, hey, we got this guy here who I'm gonna now fantasize about the fact that if he had a gun, he'd just shoot people randomly.
Yeah, I mean, let's be
There's
honest.
no relation. Listen, I, as the narrator, am not saying that there's a relationship between his skin color and him and me having ideas about him committing egregious crimes. Okay, but I plead the fifth.
Also, I did click no license given because I thought about it. They put the wrong license. I'm counting it as no license.
Yeah,
That's
that
fair.
is no license giving. That's why on the license thing we rated it 3.
Yeah. Also, here's the thing. We almost have a bingo. If we get wrong SCP design.
It'll be really hard to get wrong SCP design.
They just give the Krispy Kreme
Oh,
box legs.
you're probably you'll probably be surprised, but
Well, this is an SCP that can transform its appearance to some degree. I'm just saying, there's flexibility. And the design with
Well-
its teeth has an actual purpose. It's to
Oh.
grab the things that reach in. It wants to grab everything that reaches in. It'll eat poop, it'll eat hand, it'll eat fruit, it'll eat anything.
well, to be fair, I bet they will find a way.
Yeah.
And
Also,
also, now I have hungry handbag.
as a
Like
side
some
note,
weird
oh, go ahead.
SCP themed version of Hungry Hippo.
I would 100% buy that.
Yeah, same.
God damn it, I would buy that too.
But wait, you know what'd be better is if every like hippo replacement was a different SCP.
Oh
So,
my
like-
god.
So like there was a indestructible monster, there was the handbag, maybe Ferdinand.
Oh no,
my God.
it would be funny if they had 999 as one of them.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, yes! Just like have 3 Eldritch Abominations and then just the little goo monster.
You know what?
As-
Instead of like having 999 as one creatures, you could have 999 hold the marbles until they're released.
Oh my
oh,
god.
that'd also be
That
really
would be
good.
cool.
Oh man, we're just
Or
And
just
imagine it. You'd also
just
be
have
getting
6
a 999 themed little pouch. And oh man, I would love that.
or just have 610 do it.
Oh my god.
we're just we're just like collectively trying to avoid watching this shit by speculating about
Uh,
potential SCP products.
okay, we need to watch this.
But also, as a side note, I was just gonna say, I'm gonna since I accidentally predicted earlier what the guy said immediately after, I'm going to give another prediction. They're gonna pull the black man dies first trope as well.
Oh my god.
Well, we'll find out. Also, what if in doing Hungry Handbag, you still had 4 characters eating, but it was just different designs of the handbag?
Oh, yeah.
That could also work. That could
Oh,
also
that would
work,
be-
yeah.
Yeah, like one looks like a bougie like handbag that some rich people like to wear, like the ones that are like
one's Gucci.
I did I say Gucci?
No, you said bougie,
You
but
said
I said
bougie.
Gucci because
The
like
bourgeoisie.
You know what? That's
Gu-
fair.
Gucci
Gucci
is-
is one of those things.
Yeah. hmm
And then you could have like one that's designed like a donut box. Oh god.
yeah.
Yeah, alright, ready to
Mhm.
continue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that Howlett
And also-
spends half of the
also-
shift constantly bitching
What
about.
is those eyes?
Also, by the their eyes meant to make. Okay, I'm pretty sure he's not gonna be black. They're probably trying to make him like Mexican or some shit.
No. We've watched enough of these videos where we know this is this artist's version of black.
Yeah, this is
It
their version of
is?
black.
Okay.
So
I think they have done it like implying like with basically the exact same skin tone for them to be
Wait.
implied to be Latin American
Okay.
Eh.
in the
Question.
past.
My only question is what was the name they gave him again?
Oh yeah, what was the name they gave him?
Alright, hold on. We are at
We
156.
got so distracted we can't remember.
Alright, so hold on. 3,
Yeah,
2,
right.
Also-
1.
Also, Hatch, by the way, I'm pretty sure you're right because I'm pretty sure that's exactly why they introduced this character,
Yeah,
Alright, here we go.
especially
So,
that way.
they-
yeah.
Alright, so here we go.
Shackled us with Howlett. Trust me,
Howlett.
we know
Howlett.
Howlett.
Howlett. Sounds like
That
a
is-
Rowlet.
He's a Pokemon.
Oh my gods.
Oh, maybe
Why
that's
don't
why
you
his
repeat
eyes
the
are
name one more time because I didn't hear that well.
Howlett, like
Howlett.
HOWLETT, I think.
Is
Maybe
that a
that's
real
why.
name?
No.
Probably.
I mean, probably.
It's
Any
I'm
me.
name can
looking
be
it
a
up.
real name.
Anyway, let's see why he's getting so pissed.
I do my best to diminish my thoughts of Howlett as I step into the mall, knowing that I'll
What?
have the rest of the shift to gripe about him quietly in my mind.
He
My-
just looks happy.
What?
What the
Why do
fuck
they
is?
have-
What is he talking? What?
Of all the shots to reuse, you reuse just the animation of the guy walking through the side, and he has his mouth wide open like this for no reason.
Also, you're not going to like this. I looked up the name Howlett. It is a surname. It is British, which is English surnames are very common for a lot of Black Americans.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yeah.
I'm
Because of the
sorry,
slave
Aderna.
trade and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Aderna.
Oh, you're good.
Alright, let's keep watching.
Might as well enjoy the last few minutes of tranquil silence as my footsteps echo
What?
across the abandoned
what?
mall a couple
Wait,
minutes past
what? So, how you went from being happy to being
Angry.
no. I think that's more like he's not angry. He's more like scared. It looks like.
I thought he said angry?
I think he was trying to imply he was angry, but wasn't angry.
He's just bouncing between the two emotions because they couldn't be fucked to give him more emotions to express.
Yeah. This
Oh.
is normal.
Maybe
Aderna.
he's just upset
Like-
that a
like the
black man tells
patriarchy.
him what to do.
Aderna,
Probably.
here's one thing. Oh yeah, you don't know this. Their second channel, which they try to make their main SCP channel, is nothing but AI art.
Oh no.
There's even more videos, and I
So-
basically came to the decision we're
so-
not going after that channel.
This is the. So this is the quote unquote good channel.
Yeah. This is as good as it's gonna get from this creator.
Someone
Oh god.
sort of put effort into this.
And we did.
I'm
Oh,
They
sorry.
probably got just so you know, they probably for like some of this stuff they probably got like free like assets or something. So
Mhm.
Probably.
or possibly
Um,
paid assets.
I'm going to say this now in that they probably want us to take the side of the person narrating, but I
Yeah.
want to take the side of the boss because the other two are literally lazy assholes not doing their fucking job that got the building
Damaged.
damaged because they weren't doing their fucking job.
Yeah. Also, before we continue on the video, Aderna, the person who made those two that channel and this channel is a popular used to be popular horror animated channel, Dr. No Sleep.
I've never heard of them. Also, by the way,
Yeah.
how fucking you couldn't come up with a fucking name for your fucking mall?
I mocked that the second we saw this. Welcome to
Yeah.
Mall.
Dr. No Sleep used to be well known when creepy story
Yeah, from
YouTube
Reddit.
channels used to be more popular.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, basically, he was getting like hundreds of thousands of views. Now he's only barely getting 20,000.
So
Oh,
also it's
Did,
gonna
did he get a fucking like shit H bomber guy esque takedown or some shit?
I don't know.
No.
Okay.
Anyways, you're gonna say something,
I-
Action?
I was gonna say, do we have a time limit tonight? Because
No.
we've got 4 of these to go through.
Alright.
Did you
yeah.
say
Oh
no?
yeah, we need to hurry this, especially since Bright has an early day. I mean, not a long day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's actually get through
It's closing. Grumbling, I adjust my uniform. Since they made Howlett supervisor, he's insisted that we wear the ties and badges that come with the uniform. Frankly, I prefer looking as little like a
You
cop as
mean
possible.
Wear your
People-
uniform? He's
Yeah.
insisted you wear your uniform?
Also, why is the rust see-through?
I think it.
Yeah, why is it on a fucking? I think it's on a door.
Yeah, I
But
think
why-
it's just
on glass.
dirt.
Yeah, it's on the
It's dirt
glass.
on glass.
I don't think it's rust. It's
It
just
looks like
dirt.
rust, though.
Yeah.
It's got like the coloration of backwoods dirt in the middle of a fucking city.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah,
and
let's
stop
expect less of
focus
you
on the
then.
badly done
I make my
door.
way upstairs to the unmarked
Oh my
door.
gosh, why is it
It
everywhere?
used to have security written in big, bold letters, but Howlett had maintenance strip it clean.
You can't just announce to the criminals where you are.
Ethan
He
encountered
actually
something
has a
that he had
point.
learned in school about community policing. Apparently, the presence of authority can deter people from committing crimes. Makes sense to me. You're not going to rob a bank if 5-0 is parked up front, sipping coffee. Howlett hadn't listened, and now, every time I see it, it's a stark reminder of his pathetic display of authority.
The main character.
Pushing open the door, I'm greeted with a bit of nostalgia. 2 chairs sit in front of a bank of black and white monitors. Ethan is dozing in one of them, wireless earbuds plugged into his ears. I stop at the table and frown at the empty Krispy Kreme box. Guess
Oh my
the last
God.
shift forgot to restock. Again. Sighing, I fill a cup of coffee and sit adjacent to Ethan. Sipping from my coffee, I think maybe we got lucky and Howlett has taken a sick day. But then I catch him on one of the monitors, moving toward us with a briefcase in tow. I let Ethan sleep a couple minutes more, then nudge him awake.
Oh, hey, Jerry.
Ethan's red eyes are rimmed with heavy shadows. I don't know how the kid finds the energy to keep up his full-time studies
Come
with
on,
a
man.
full-time job.
come on. I'm sorry, but say like Ethan's red eyes are rimmed with shadow as it just zooms in on the soulless dots that they used for eyes.
Yeah.
At least add a little red somewhere.
No.
Or like add some like black underneath.
That
No.
would be chill.
Also, why
Okay.
does it look like he just pleased himself right where I paused it?
Let's keep going.
What? Right? Okay. Do I need to bonk you?
She's
No.
a dirty girl. Let's keep going.
Even if he spends most of the latter sleeping whenever possible.
What's up?
I hold up my hand and start counting backward.
Why does he sound
5,
like someone who
4,
just smoked a
3,
buttload?
2.
All hands on deck.
Howlett screams. His skin is tinged redder than usual.
We got a code red 13.
Ethan and I exchange confused glances. He's too tired to remember all
Wait,
the...
now they put something around the eyes.
Now they added bags.
Also, that wasn't confused glances. I've never looked at someone with a big fucking smile and called that confused.
His face looks soulless.
You just think that because he literally just looked at another person smile, not just expression. Let's keep going.
He looks like my Pokemon Sword and Shield
Well, no,
character.
Go ahead, Aderney.
Sorry.
I was gonna say that the eyes are probably what makes him look the most soulless.
Yeah.
I'm not
Ugh.
sure if anyone remembers the Litwick character. I mean,
Yeah, I remember.
We remember. Let's keep going.
codes that Howlett's been hammering into us since taking over, and I never bothered learning them to begin with. Raising the coffee to my lips, I take a drink and then hazard a guess.
That guy sniffing shoes in the ladies' footlocker is back.
Howlett stiffens, his mustache bristling like a cartoon walrus.
Suspicious package left unattended. Oh, red 13.
I nod and finish my coffee.
Sorry, thought you said purple banana 7.
Ethan snorts while holding back his laughter, which turns into a fit of pretend coughs when Howlett turns his glare from me to him. I know Ethan needs the job, but there's not much Howlett can do to us if we show up on time and do what he says.
I'm going to make sure that it doesn't contain any explosive components.
Ethan scoots his chair toward the monitors, putting as much distance between the briefcase
What
and
the
himself.
hell? He just did like,
Well, let's keep going. He just pulled an owl.
the doll thing, like from horror movies, where the doll just slowly turns their head around.
As a quick side
Isn't
note,
that something?
yeah, okay. You suspect the bag has explosive components. So you picked the bag up and brought it into your place of work.
Yeah, but
Okay, bud.
fun fact, when you find something with explosive contents, you're actually supposed to bring it in a large area, like
Yeah.
a large empty area, where it's safe for it to explode and call police.
Yeah.
And they will detonate it.
Yeah, they get a
well,
bomb squad.
Anyways, let's do this.
We should notify the police about? The police will be notified if necessary. Don't worry.
Wow.
I completed a module on recognizing homemade explosives. Until then,
Oh.
I need one of you to secure the perimeter. On it.
Why
I
did
say,
they make
and
his
stand from
eyes
the chair.
design different than
Ethan
everyone
shooting me
else's?
an envious
Who
frown.
knows?
We do whatever we
racism.
can to avoid Howlett,
Probably
and I'm
racist.
usually quicker on
Yeah.
the draw.
You know what, Hatchet's probably right. It's probably racist.
Well, I mean, Adurna said that first.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my gosh, the Krispy Kreme box looks so off-putting.
What the hell happened here?
I
Why
see.
did
Wait, why do they have a coffee press at their job?
They've got the coffee pot sitting next to the computer, and the Krispy Kreme box decided to turn into a glasses
It's
case.
not just a coffee pot. That's specifically a coffee press, so it's
No,
more
next to it.
expensive than a coffee pot.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyways, let's go.
He nods to me as he carefully places the suitcase on the table between the coffee pot and the empty box of donuts. As
Oh my
soon as
God.
the door closes, I flip him the
Don't put a
bird
fucking
and slide
coffee
down the
press
railing
and
of the
call it a
escalators to the
coffee
ground
pot?
floor.
Yeah.
I put on a show of making the usual rounds before stepping out into the cold, early morning air, making my way toward a blind spot in our cameras. I make sure that my radio is turned on so that Howlett won't come looking for me unannounced. After that, I reach into my breast pocket and thumb the joint I'd been saving.
Brett, are you
Side pocket.
kidding? Are you kidding me? How diff?
Let's
They
keep going.
didn't
Let's
even
keep going.
try.
They have just very long tits.
Why? Like, what?
Long, saggy tits.
Why would they write that into the script? If
I
they're
guess
just
his
gonna.
tits go to his sides. Let's keep going.
for tonight's
X is
shift.
broken.
It's a little early, but with Howlett on the case, I've got to take the opportunity while it's
When
presented.
they hit their hips.
I'm smiling as I
that's
step back into
definitely
the mall.
a free
The
asset
weed
for
has
a
taken its
cigarette.
effect, and my head feels light. The dim colors of the closed shops
You
are now
look like you
vibrant
just did
and pulsing.
acid, not
I used to
pot.
always spark up while I worked, just to pass the time. Ethan would do it with me from time to time, but Howlett has scared him straight. Speaking of Howlett, it's weird that he hasn't checked in yet. I glanced down at my watch. It's been almost 20 minutes. He usually
Oh my
calls
gosh, he
in for a
died.
sit rep by now. Rather than dwell on that, I cherish the feeling. It's almost like old times, partly from enjoying the slight sense of
Oh,
freedom,
why
but
focus
mostly
on
from my
the
impaired
walking
movements.
enemies?
When I finally make it back to the security room,
You
I
can
blink.
focus on his hair.
As
It's just
usual.
as Yankee.
Did Ethan sleep through his manager getting eaten?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I hate the earplugs. I just noticed that. The earplugs don't match
They
the art.
Oh yeah, because they're a free asset. They use free assets for both that and the cigarette. That's why the cigarette looked so fucking different from his art.
Also, I like how
Yeah,
we're
the-
past half through the
He's
video,
trying.
and we barely seen the SCP.
We haven't actually seen the SCP yet. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Ethan's snoozing in his chair, earbuds back into place. But there's no sign of Howlett.
Yes, I feel
My
the
mouth hangs
full-time
open as I
is a
stare at the
full-time
table.
Job.
Wherever
That's
Howlett went off
jobbing.
to, he must have
Yeah.
replaced the donuts before he left. There's a fresh 12-count box resting on the table. I might actually start to like working with the grumpy bastard, so long as he doesn't pay too much attention to the smell coming off my clothes.
If
I
that's
reach into the
SCP,
box
I
and then-
hope it eats him.
Yeah.
Eat his whole fucking arm off.
Watch how they say the SCP makes people into donuts.
That'd be kind of funny.
Blink at the strange artwork staring back at me. Hallucinations from smoking weed are just supposed to be the stuff of ultra-conservative propaganda, like reefer madness. But there's no other way to explain the grisly sight staring at me.
Huh?
It's a wad of red goop leaking from the wall and onto the
pause
floor.
it.
I stare closer.
I tried.
What?
Okay, do you know what reefer madness is? Do I need to explain it?
It sounds relatively familiar.
It's a really old movie where it basically suggested smoking pot can either make you gay or into a serial killer.
Ow.
Oh. And they probably conflated the two.
Excuse me as I go fucking flip that coin.
Also, it suggested that it makes you hallucinate big time, which no, it does not.
Also, why did a tiny colossal titan decide to show up? We've already marked off added gore, right?
Yeah.
We do now.
Also, this is a very old SCP that hasn't changed in many years, so we cannot mark that they could not have known the current things of the SCP. This
Yeah.
SCP is literally from the first gen and hasn't really changed since then.
Yeah.
And
We
onto
can't
the
give
floor.
them leeway.
Yeah.
I stare closer, and I recognized the bloody bristles. It's Howlett's face. Something skinned him alive and stuck his face to the
Satchel,
wall.
You won.
I yelp and step back, but something clamps down on my wrist. The lid to the Krispy Kreme box closes tight, drawing a spray of blood.
God.
As I scream, one corner of the box opens. A long, slithering tongue snakes out from the back.
Was their tongues or super sharp
No.
teeth hatched?
There is a tongue. It doesn't slither out like that. The teeth are most definitely wrong.
That is not how front teeth for humans look.
You know,
Yes.
we actually have a bingo now. Wrong SCP
Alex.
design, because that's not human. The human teeth it's supposed to have.
Also,
Yes.
you said they would kill the black guy first, right?
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
I didn't want to be right.
We got bingo.
Well-
How many bingos is it now?
We have added violence, wrong credit given, racism, no license given because they did the wrong person, and wrong SCP design.
Oh my god.
Does use of AI count since we're pretty sure that the description is just ChatGPT?
Oh yeah.
Yes, actually, you
That should be
mark
just
too.
that should just be the free space for this channel.
That's probably a good idea. Replace
Yeah.
use of AI and anti-woman. Change those spots.
Oh no, we have to mark anti-women because single woman or female anything this entire video. Even none of the vandals have been women.
Hmm.
As we all know, in SCP universe, women don't exist.
No.
It laps at the wall, mopping away the blood and leaving a trail of saliva. Then it curls around the remains of Howlett's face. It snaps, withdrawing like a fly on a frog's tongue as it retracts into the box and belches. Pain shoots up my arm as I'm yanked forward. Half of my arm goes missing in another spray of blood. I scream and call out
Ethan's
to
just
Ethan,
sleeping
reaching
through
out
all
with my
of
remaining
this.
hand.
Yes.
He remains sleeping in his chair, unable to hear me from the music blaring in his earbuds. I scream louder, hoping that maybe I can get through to him. My body launches forward again as the box opens.
Oh my
Rows of
gosh, that is.
They enlarged the SCP randomly.
They enlarged it, made it significantly more aggressive, added frog tongue, added vor. We didn't need to add vor.
I mean, it does eat people. It has shown to do that, but it's like very
Well,
slow.
it's literally the size of a bag. The
Well,
most
it
it
ate-
can fit is your arm.
Yeah, it ate up to someone's shoulder joint.
Yeah, and it stopped because it couldn't fit more in.
Yeah.
Because it can fit the arm.
Floor is
This
so
one can fit the whole person.
weird.
jagged teeth surrounded me as my head plunges into the box.
Wait,
I buck. and
wait a second. So, I got a real question. Is there, like, something to be said about doing a Creative Commons work and using a copyrighted logo? Because isn't that just straight up the Krispy Kreme
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
logo? Like, I don't know if that's somewhere on the bingo, but you know that something tells me that that's a big no-no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
no.
before you put that on YouTube,
Oh.
you could probably like black that out so you don't get in trouble because
Or if you like got an endorsement for like it or some shit like that, you have to like explain that you
Yeah.
have to
he
like
did
have
not
it.
get endorsed. He just
Well, like
stole
you have
the
to have.
Krispy Kreme logo.
Well, so like either way, he would be breaking like the law some way in some way.
Actually, there is a
'Cause-
spot on bingo. Oh, sorry.
Like if you're like pretty much being an ad for Krispy Kreme,
Mhm.
you have to like disclose that.
Well, to be fair, I don't think that this could at all be interpreted as an advertisement for Krispy Kreme.
Yeah. And the spot on bingo board that we have for this is use of forbidden content.
Come to Krispy Kreme. We have boxes that will eat you.
struggle, but my legs lift from the ground as the tongue wraps around my waist. Hot air engulfs
Hey,
me.
yo.
I
Again-
think you need to mark added sexual content.
Should we? You see, that's the real thing. Like the line between sexual content and what's not sexual content in horror is so blurred. Because to one person, this is the most terrifying thing in the world. To the other person, it's hot.
Well, I do
Chill.
think
Anyways.
it's like terrible for mainly the art because I don't think this is horrifying at all. But also, I consider wrapping the tongue around the waist when it's already pulling the person in is unneeded weird sexualization.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not even sexy
Guess I
either.
can see that.
So it's
I
just
guess
weird.
I can see that. I can see that.
So added sexual content goes here, but oh man.
Something tells me we're
slime.
not going to get through this tonight.
Yeah, which
All
means
the way
we'll...
through all four of them. We're going to have to
Okay.
suffer another
Well,
night.
let's keep going.
Yeah.
Falls over my face as my chest falls on the teeth and the box closes shut.
Oh gosh, it made
My
it
eyes
worse
open
where it was
slowly.
reaching before he
Disorientation
died.
wrapping around
Yeah.
me as it always did after a long sleep. Between working on my PhD and the graveyard shift at the mall, the sensation is not frequent. Usually, I can only count on getting a few 15-minute bursts of shut-eye with Howlett working as our supervisor. Luckily, I can usually count on Jerry to nudge me awake whenever he's looming nearby. My eyes nearly bulge out of my head as I see the time on my phone. 10:30? Shit, I overslept for 2 hours. Spinning in my chair, I look around for the others, but Jerry and Howlett aren't anywhere in sight. Not even Greg and Terry, the two guards that usually relieve us for the day shift. The last thing I remember was Howlett prattling on about the suitcase and turning on some music to drown him out. I must have nodded off. I don't have time to worry about that. I've got a presentation due in an hour, and I can't afford to miss it. Glancing around the room, I look for my book bag and swear when I can't find it. I relax as I see it resting on the table next to the coffee pot. Why did I put it there? There's no time to wonder about that either. Stepping up to the pot, I pour myself a quick cup from the few remaining dregs, frowning at the burned smell. No one's refilled it in hours. Beggars can't be choosers, I remind myself, and pour in large quantities of cream and sugar. I gag after swallowing, the sweetness not enough to mask the burned scent. But the caffeine dusts the cobwebs from my mind.
Holy fucking
Hefting my
shit!
backpack
Why
over my
are we
shoulder.
listening to this guy talk about his goddamn morning coffee?
Well, think of this, Hatchet. He's shown more emotion in this few seconds here than in the entire video anyone else did.
I think
That's fair.
I think we're probably just gonna get through 101 and 450 tonight, and then
He actually looked disgusted by the burned coffee. Let's keep going.
and then
Fuck is this is 14 minutes long. What else is there to say?
Well,
My
I
body
guess
sags.
The hungry handbag Trojan horse does his goddamn computer bag. They're gonna go to the fucking high school or fucking university and eat everyone.
Actually, I just quickly glance and it gets worse.
The textbooks for my class load are never light, but they're heavier than usual today, probably from a night of sleeping in my chair. Forcing it out of my mind, I head toward the door, thinking about the presentation.
Wait. Why would oh god. Why would sleeping in there make that heavier?
Who knows?
They like
you know
make
what?
it feel
Forget about
heavier.
the lack of logic. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
I swallow, picturing the hundreds of eyes that'll be on me, my stage fright already rearing its ugly head. I freeze as hot breath lands on my neck, followed by a burp. I spin on my heel, slowed down by the heavy contents of my bag, but there's nothing behind me. Sighing, I shake my head and head off to class, praying I'll make it in time. SCP-101 appears as a satchel or bag of
Okay.
intermittent size.
Now we're so the rest of it's probably just like him narrating the SCP.
Yeah, but
With
just
observations ranging from an opening of 15 centimeters in diameter to 70 centimeters in diameter.
watch. I don't
The
think
depth
it's
of the
70.
container has varied with no standard mean of equality to the relative diameter. The primary feature of SCP-101 is what appears to be a semi-humanoid mouth contained within
It
the
is
opening of the
not
bag,
humanoid.
with the mean standard of
Humanoid?
31 centimeters of depth into the container, without more than 2 standard
At the very
deviations of
least, they're
variance,
putting more effort
regardless of
into
the apparent
animating
external
the
depth of the
description.
container.
Yeah.
The mouth consists of 32 teeth of an off-white hue,
Yeah, it's not
all
32.
of equal shape and size, consisting solely of incisors of approximately 10
It is
centimeters
not
in length.
incisors either.
It has been observed, albeit not measured with
Can we rate
accuracy,
it now?
Yeah. That's
Yeah, like what we're gonna
That within
see
the
here
mouth-
that's different. It's just crocodile teeth. My
I'm just
favorite
very angry at it saying the right information while showing accurate imagery.
Yeah.
adverse
Let's watch
reaction
it eat some shit. Yeah.
to having foreign matter introduced to it, including, but not limited to, paper product, sewage, cafeteria refuse, metals, polymers, oils, and other products
We can
which are not
barely
consumable
see.
by any known biological entity.
It's so zoomed in.
Can I feel like somehow we need to modify the removal of characters in license to a 4 because I feel like the SCP itself was partially removed.
Well, they actually did remove the characters. They removed the 05.
Oh yeah, the doctor. They removed the doctor.
It doesn't have either of the doctors. It's just an unrelated story that has literally nothing to do with it because we also know how the SCP Foundation got it. And it was
Yeah.
not it was found at a time where fucking AirPods most certainly did not exist.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
AirPods
they
did not exist in the 70s. In fact, Walkmans, I don't think even existed back then.
They
Yeah,
they
I don't think so.
they also didn't add the dead guy.
Yeah, they found it on a dead guy who was missing an arm.
I
Yeah,
added
they
gore.
like
Oh, sorry.
they added their own piss poor excuse for characters and
Mhm.
took out like the most interesting element of the SCP, being that this thing was found on the body of fucking DB Cooper. Like, come on, man.
Look, we're bring back Lucius and Chen.
No.
Also, added gore violence, I feel like, is poor.
That's
I mean,
100% for it.
this is one of those SCPs where you're like, how do they add violence? But then they do.
Yeah.
They do.
Deviates from the plot of the article. Well,
I
Hatchet.
almost read deviates as Davites.
The Davites have invaded.
You know what? And also for only men and offensiveness, it's both.
Yeah, it's
So is it just four?
four. The only thing that isn't 4 is the goddamn thumbnail, because
the
it's not
thumbnail is
quite
definitely
that
a
bad.
3.
Congratulations, you got a 5%.